I was sitting out on the surf break, and the waves were kind of big, and I hadn't surfed in a really long time. And so I was sitting out there and I was feeling afraid, and I could feel it in my body. So my first temptation was, well, I'll just be present with it and maybe it will go away. So I was present with it, and I was there with it, and I was exploring it, and I was feeling how it feels, and I was really letting my feelings be feelings, and I was still feeling afraid. And maybe I was feeling less afraid, I don't know. So then I was like being intelligent. And so I'm like thinking about how the fear is not valuable for me, because being fearful is going to constrict my muscles, and it's going to make me less flexible, and it's going to make me more likely to get in an accident. Like the last time I got in a surf accident, ended up in the hospital. So I'm trying to think my way out of being afraid, and it's not working. And I'm still sitting out there on a beautiful break. It's gorgeous out there in Bali, feeling afraid. So then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to be here on the break. So then what I did was, I was kind of out beyond the break line. So I was like, well, no waves will come along. Well, the thing I forgot is that when you're out beyond the break line, the waves that come along are the ones that are really big. So a couple times, like this big wave came, and it was going to break on my head. And these were like overhead, not very overhead, maybe 6-foot waves, but bigger than I was comfortable with. So I turn around and I paddle like 2 little itty bitty paddles, and I catch the wave. But rather than standing up, which would be actually the safest thing to do, the place where I would have the most control, I stay lying on the board. And I treat this big old floaty surfboard like a boogie board, and I go back into the surf. And then I go back out, I paddle back out. And then I do it again. And then this time again, I'm lying on my stomach. So here I am, because I'm afraid, doing something that isn't actually in my best interest and isn't really expressing my full potential. My full potential would be standing up on that board and having an amazing surfing experience. So I'm starting to get into the habit of kind of shutting myself down and doing the activity, but not doing it to the fullest extent. And I'm wondering if your fear ever makes you not express yourself to the fullest, not go the full distance, not really push it. And I remember when I was starting to surf, way back in the dawn of time, and I started having some bad habit. I would jump up to my knees rather than getting up to my feet. And the guy who was coaching me was like, no, you can't do that. You have to go straight from your stomach up to your feet. Don't get into the habit of doing, of doing it this sort of weird half-assed kind of way. And so I did. And I was wondering as I was sitting out there on the break whether if I had had a coach, if I had had somebody out there giving me guidance and pushing me a little bit and helping me to express my full potential on that break, whether I would have actually stood up, because I feel like I just really needed a push. Not like a physical push, but like an emotional push. And also it really made me realize that fear is not something that you can think your way out of. And it's not always something you can feel your way out of. And there are ways to deal with fear, but it actually takes real working with, and preferably with somebody who really knows how to do it. And while I know how to do it, it's hard to do it on myself. It's one of the challenges of this work, is that sometimes it's easier to have somebody else do the things that you actually know how to do for you on you. Anyway, so this is Kat, and I really want you to live your potential and not live a normal life. Live an extraordinary life. And if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.